Today we're taking a look at these NBA matches, which are happening on Saturday, May 20th, 2023, and giving you our team and total picks for today. Welcome back to High Stakes. Before we dive into our video, don't forget to subscribe and to push the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. Also check out our Patreon if you want access to our premium picks. Our Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. You will find the link to our Patreon in the description and comments section below. Denver Nuggets vs Los Angeles Lakers. Even with this 2-0 series lead, having their best and league's best player already go for 2 triple-doubles in this series and getting an average of 34 points game from Jamal Murray, the Nuggets know the narratives are still going to be all about the Lakers heading into Game 3. All the talk focuses on how LA should have won Game 1 had they been better strategically early on, and they should have won Game 2 had they not crumbled offensively early in the fourth and then failed to slow Murray down. It's almost as if people believe this Nuggets team got the number 1 seed by winning a lottery or something. Now that the Lakers are heading back home, where they've yet to lose in the playoffs, those pencils for many are already out again, penciling in this series a 2-2 before Game 5 arrives. Yet, it's that type of narrative that could actually work in Denver's favor from a betting perspective on numerous levels. 1. The line was always going to be shaded to the Lakers at home regardless, but because the Lakers should have won both games, the majority can easily see La coming back in this series, and you'll know they'll be the majority side. 2nd, since it really doesn't matter what Denver's superstars do out there, the stories are still going to be Lakers-centric in this series. What do the Nuggets have to lose by going out there and running and gunning in Game 3? I mean, aren't they already supposed to be counting down the minutes until they fly back to Denver tied 2-2? You give the most efficient offense in the league, who just so happens to own the league's best player as well, a no-pressure, run-and-gun scenario, where the expectation is they lose, and you might not know how hot the fire is you're playing with. I'm not going to doubt what I've seen from Jokic and Murray in this series, because these absurd offensive numbers they are putting up are coming against the league's best defense. If Denver's 2 stars were doing this against the league's best defense in the Western Conference Finals against a team not named the Lakers, the praise would be through the roof, and rightfully so. Instead, because it's against LA, it's more about what the Lakers are doing wrong than what Denver's done right. Lakers players should feel like they blew Game 2 in the fourth quarter, as the run was 25 at one point in that fourth, when Denver really took control of the game with about 5 minutes left. Which is why I'm grabbing the points with this Denver Nuggets team who continue to get overlooked and disrespected with their skills and results. We've already seen the Nuggets in this scenario twice before in these playoffs up 2-0 and on the road for Game 3, and in both cases they preferred a faster-paced game and let the shots fly. It was a 120-111 win over Minnesota in the opening round before Devin Booker's 47 and Kevin Durant's 39 points in Game 3 versus Phoenix was enough to beat Denver 121-114. The Nuggets only shot 44% in that Game 3 loss to Phoenix and still put up that many points, the exact shooting percentage Denver had in Game 2 versus La. In fact, Denver is up 2-0 against the Lakers despite not shooting better than La yet. A rarity for a Denver offense that grades out as well as they do statistically, and it's also something that I don't think lasts as this series goes on. Despite 2 very different first halves in Games 1 and 2, Denver still found a way to be leading by double digits in the fourth quarter of both of those games, and now they are catching this many points on the road. I'm not buying it. The Nuggets are 10-8 ATS this year as a road underdog, and if they do indeed push the pace from the outset, the more likely this game ends with a winner in the 120s, the more I like Denver's chances to come out on top outright in that scenario. It's what we've seen from the Nuggets in Game 3s already this spring, and I don't expect it to change now. They'll make the Lakers work for every bit of this Game 3 win the majority of the world is already giving them. I'm grabbing the points. Our team pick is Denver plus 5.5 point. The Nuggets have to be thrilled to be up 2-0 in this Western Conference Finals matchup, though now that they head to Los Angeles, they know the job isn't finished. The opener saw Denver dominate early, while some late struggles nearly doomed them. On Thursday night, it was a second-half comeback that changed the tide and allowed them to mount an impressive comeback. Going on the road has been far more difficult than playing at home for this group this season though. With a 42-7 record, going 2-0 to start the series isn't exactly unexpected, while their 21-25 road record leaves quite a bit to be desired. Adding to matters is that Denver is winless across a pair of meetings against the Lakers in Los Angeles already this season. Grabbing that first win would all but seal the series, and with a 2-0 series lead, there is some slight margin for error in this one. Injuries have been a blessing for this group this season, and as they head into the weekend, they continue to feel confident on that front. Colin Gillespie, leg, is the only player on the injury report, and even though he'll be out for this one, it shouldn't have any impact on the outcome. Denver's dynamic duo led the way on Thursday night as Nikola Jokic continued his impressive postseason run. As for Jamal Murray, a second-half surge that he missed out on in Game 1 helped to ensure a strong finish as Jokic went cold. The depth of Denver has been well acknowledged this season, and as they hit the road, they'll need it to be even stronger. Bruce Brown has been electric off the bench, and with their three-point shooting sitting top 5 in the league, they know they'll need to catch fire on the road from deep. On the defensive end, it has to be promising that even with the Lakers finding success from their own bench through the first 2 games, it hasn't been enough. This will be an interesting matchup for Denver and expect them to lean heavily on Jokic and Murray, especially being on the road. After dropping the first 2 games of the series, the Lakers will be looking to get back on the right track, which should help considering they'll be at home. With a 30-18 win at home, Los Angeles has been much stronger at home than on the road, as evident by sitting with a losing record in away games. Both games showed flashes of success for the Lakers, but inconsistencies and crucial mistakes plagued them at times. No team in NBA history has come back from a 3-0 deficit in a series, so the Lakers know that this game really has the potential to make or break their season. Expect their stars to rise to the occasion, but until they can find their way towards getting stingier on the defensive end, a win might be just out of reach. The other common theme in those previous Game 3s for Denver this year is the fact that they've both gone over the total. With the expectation Denver brings a similar strategy into this Game 3, I can only look to go over this total as well, despite La's great defensive numbers at home this year. Denver is 11-7-0 this year as a road underdog, as they gave up an average of 116 game in those 2 previous Game 3s as well. Given that the Nuggets' strength is on offense and letting Jokic and Murray do their thing, they've also really got no choice but to play to their strengths in Game 3 in the attempt to take a stranglehold on this series. Denver won't mind their chances in a slower, half-court type game, but they know that favors the Lakers quite a bit more at home, so why not push and make this older team continue to run? At the same time, La can't expect to hold Denver to 101 points in this one, as even if things go sideways for a few minute stretch, as they did versus Murray in the 4th of Game 2, Denver can't put up points in a hurry. La's got to expect that they'll need 120 to win this game that they absolutely need to have, and if it turns out they need far less, then they'll do what they are apparently phenomenal at, and that's adjust. But the pace should be quick from the outset, with Denver doing it more from a strategical standpoint and the Lakers from more of a desperation perspective. The Nuggets' defense is prone to be very leaky at times, and since you know there are going to be a few Lakers runs in this game, having a leaky defense on the other end of that outcome isn't the worst thing for an overbet.